You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. So, Nancy Pelosi does a presser this morning authorizing the chairman of the Judiciary Committee to go ahead with impeachment. Now, they have not gone through the hearings. They haven't looked over the evidence. They haven't had any testimony. And she wants to draft the articles of impeachment. This is the most stupidest thing I have ever seen in the history of the American Republic. We have a Speaker of the House who wants to take down the President of the United States, who was voted in by the people of the United States. This is not about Russia. This is not about their version of the Constitution. This is not about them doing justice for the United States. This is about them trying to take down the President of the United States. Now, what's sad about this is the Judiciary Committee has not even seen or heard any testimony from any witnesses. Nothing has been cross-examined. Nothing has been done. And she wants them to draft an articles of impeachment. That is done after you've heard testimony. What is going to be their basis? Certainly not what we heard yesterday from those three legal professors. I'm telling you, if you are a mom and dad and you're sending your children to law school, do not send them to those schools where those teachers came from, because they do not know the Constitution, and they were so biased that their bias was and hate was so strong that it outweighed any legal issue that they may know. This is so one-sided. Now, you remember that Pelosi said that she would do this through a bipartisan way, that they would be able to work together, that Republicans would be on the same side. This is not happening. The Republicans stand fast over onto their side, knowing that Trump did nothing wrong. But yet, the Democrats have this political point. It's all dirty politics. And we as the American people are paying for this. Do you realize, so far, the Mueller investigation cost $50 million. So far, the estimate on all these impeachment hearings have been over $40 million. That means that we have spent over $100 million trying to impeach a president based on nothing. Our tax dollars are going out there to pay for nonsense. Do you know that $100 million that they've spent thus far and is growing and growing even more? Because now we've got to go into a trial. This $100 million could have put tents for the homeless down in Los Angeles. It could have put security in places where security needed to be built. It could have built more footage onto the wall. It could have done a lot more for the American people than run this impeachment nonsense into the ground. Our tax dollars are being wasted. $100 million. And the Democrats don't care because they want to take down the president at any cost. You and I have to pay for that. That $100 million is going into debt. And that $100 million is growing every single day. Every single one of us Americans should be demanding, I want to know what happened to my $100 million. Why did you spend it there? We never authorized you to spend that tax money on impeachment. We never authorized you to do that. We authorized you to look at our border. We asked you to look at our infrastructure. We asked you to look at our healthcare. We asked you to look at all these other issues that are vital to the American life. But yet you want to impeach and spend over $100 million of taxpayer money. If that does not make you mad, if that does not make you upset, that your money was spent on nonsense, then you have a problem. I don't like it. I never authorized them. I never voted that person to represent me to spend $100 million on an impeachment. I never authorized that. You never authorized it. So we have an impeachment that's going to go forward. And I want you to know this. This will probably be the last vote that members of Congress are going to be able to take before they're voted out of office. Every single individual that votes for impeachment should be voted out of office. Because you're wasting our taxpayer money on complete nonsense. We, the American people, get to choose who our president is, not the American Congress. The American people get to choose who they want to serve in office. All this other nonsense that the Democrats are putting there on bribery and all this other stuff, it never happened. They can't even prove it happened. They cannot even prove that any crimes were committed by the president or by any of his staff. There's going to be division in this country as greater than you've ever seen before. If they decide to vote for impeachment, the American people are going to rise up and there's going to be civil war in this nation. Civil war has been part of this nation for a long time, and parts of other nations for a long time. If you look at London, if you look at Britain, there's been civil war going on in that country for centuries. People trying to overthrow each other. In America, we've had civil war. We've had the Revolutionary War. We had strife between people within this country many, many times. But it's never gotten to this level. The hate of the Democrats is so deep that it is going to destroy this nation. Their attack on our Constitution is hurting our legal justice system. Their attack on Americans, their attack with more need for taxation because they want to spend more money, is out of control. The United States Congress is now out of control. Their anger, their hate, their distrust for the American people is out of control. Their spending habits on impeachment is out of control. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We now have the very same issue of the first war where we had no representation. We had taxation without representation. We're at the same point, ladies and gentlemen. What the Democrats are doing is evil and corrupt. I want you to realize that no matter if you are a Democrat or a Republican or an independent, by them attacking the president and attacking the legal system, by not having any kind of hearings that is open to the public so that we as Americans, we can examine the evidence, that we can determine what the laws were broken. By them doing that, they've attacked our legal rights as American citizens. They have attacked the president's legal rights as an American citizen. They are trying to rush this through so fast so that they can do more damage to an American president. I don't care if you like him or not. This is a very dangerous step that the Congress is doing to attacking our voting rights, our ability to vote for an individual to be president of the United States, to run this nation, to run the foreign affairs. Instead, what we see is a Congress determined to destroy a president of the United States. Impeachment is a very serious act. And it is not to be dealt with lightly. And here you have no evidence being shown, no nothing, and they're wanting to write articles of impeachment right now without any further investigations. I feel sorry for this nation. I feel sorry. If you are a Democrat, you should be shivering in your boots because it will be a long time in hell before any Democrats gain any more power or control of this nation. A coup is not a way to gain power. A coup is not a way to take down a president in this country. Maybe in a third world country, but not in this country where democracy rules, where the Constitution rules, where the letter of the law rules. But right now what you're trying to see are the elite, the individuals who don't want to lose power, who are upset because they have lost power. Now they're trying to take down this United States of America, and they're destroying the rights of Americans. This is a very serious matter. And I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, we have to take this very seriously of what the Congress is doing. Be very careful where you tread. For when they start taking away our liberties, we lose our country. When they begin to tread upon our legal rights, we no longer have a democracy. When the Congress decides that they are going to take down a president without any legal process, our Constitution is being attacked. And our nation is jeopardized. No Congress, when it is so politicalized, should even enter into impeachment because it is not just, it is not fair, and it is not legal. I have a suspicion that this will go to the Supreme Court. And when it does go to the Supreme Court, you will have a unanimous decision that what Congress has done was jeopardize the Constitution and the office of the President of the United States. This is a coup. It is treasonous what the Congress is doing. Every single one of us should be on our phones, should be on our laptops, should be on our fax machines, no matter which way you communicate, on our Twitter, and we should be condemning what Congress is doing. Congress is acting as if they are in charge of this United States. And what's sad is that you and I put them in that office to represent us. Not their party beliefs, but what America needs. So I say to all of you who are watching this unfold, your legal rights are being jeopardized by what Congress is doing. If you think if they can do this to Congress, think about what they can do to you. The individual, all of us who have very little resources of legal costs, to cover legal costs. Do you know how much this costs people who get subjected to congressional action like this? Hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have to put up GoFundMe pages so that they can get help. Expect more of this. If you disagree with any Democratic member of Congress, they're going to come after you because they hate the way that you think. They think that you are responsible to them, not them responsible to you. Our democracy is being challenged at the moment by a corrupt Democratic Congress led by Nancy Pelosi, led by Adam Schiff. I want each and every single one of you, I'm doing a call of action right this very moment. The call of action is for you to stand up and become an American. For you to stand up and start yelling at your members of Congress and telling them, either do what we say or get off the job. Because you're not doing what we sent you there to do. I want every single one of you as Americans to voice your opinion. And demand, not ask, but demand that they get off this impeachment right this moment. If Americans do not rise up right now, Congress will take more of your control and dismantle the Constitution of the United States. Stand up, America. Have some guts. Let your voice be known. And make sure that those members of Congress understand that they work for you as an American citizen. Ask for a full accounting of how that $100 million has been spent on this impeachment. Demand for that money back because that was not authorized. We never authorized them to conduct an illegal impeachment like this. America, now is the time that you stand up and take back our nation. Right now is the time that we as Americans have to have the guts, we have to have the stamina to fight this through because Congress is out of control. Congress is out of control. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. Stand up, America. Get on your phones today. Get on those members of Congress email sites and flood them so that you shut down the email system. Get on your phones, get on your Twitter, get on your Facebook, and start demanding that we do not support impeachment of this president under the terms and the illegal acts of Congress at the moment. I remember the story of Paul Revere riding through the streets saying, "The British are coming, the British are coming." Let's ride through our streets and say, America, the Democrats are out of control. Sound the alarm. Go out there onto the streets and go out there onto the highways and go out there into the nation and say, Congress is out of control. We demand to have our Congress back. They work for us. If you have any questions or comments, send me a text at 818-252-5682. 818-252-5682. We've got to take back control. Talk with you soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This podcast has been produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused on content.